Good evening, viewers. You're watching 6 Stories at 6, and I'm Rakshita Mishra with you, reporting from Srinagar, bringing you this show where you get all the top stories of the day in the most action-packed way. And viewers, we start with the story from Gulmarg. Now, viewers, remember, tourism forms the backbone of Kashmir's economy. It has been hit after the terror attack, but we see that one of the most popular tourist spots like Gulmarg has witnessed a decent turnout. Yes, there are many concerns from those people who are stakeholder in the industry, especially in Gulmarg, where people from across the globe do visit. Also the fact that there is LoC quite near to the Aparvat peak, where we have in fact reported from. We'll get you a report from ground zero. Here's a look.
Even as ceasefire violations by Pakistan continue along the line of control, life in the scenic town of Gulmarg pushes forward with resilience. Security has been heightened at Aparvat Peak, a key point near the LoC. Tourists continue to arrive. Visitors from Kerala and Karnataka told us that they went ahead with their plans unfazed by tensions, expressing gratitude to the Indian forces, the administrations and locals for ensuring a safe and peaceful experience.
I have been coming to Kashmir since my childhood, and this time also my sister is here from the US. We had planned to relive our childhood, and we are going to Pahalgam for a month just to enjoy the beauty. And Gulmarg also we visit every time, and I think there couldn't have been a better time than this to visit Kashmir, because it is so quiet, and the stillness and the beauty and the quietude is just heavenly.
What do you say to all people who are wanting to come?
People, I tell them they're most welcome, they should come. Please in fact, come. Yeah.
Please come and visit Gulmarg and Srinagar and Pahalgam.
At the iconic Shiv Mandir, popularly known as the Rajesh Khanna Temple, after a classic Bollywood song was filmed here, devotees and tourists offered prayers amidst calm and crisp mountain air. Adding to the experience, the gondola cable car ride offered a majestic view of the Pir Panjal range, but hidden behind the stunning panorama lies the LoC, barely a few peaks away.
This is the gondola. Line. And viewers, Pakistan has violated the ceasefire along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir, and this is for a 9th consecutive night. This was reported on Saturday, that is in the wee hours today. And exchange of fire follows rising tensions, of course. My colleague Gursimran Singh has been tracking all the activities along the line of control from Jammu. Take a look.
Pakistan continues its unprovoked ceasefire violations along the line of control. Tensions are high in Jammu and Kashmir, with Kupwara facing relentless cross-border attacks for the 7th straight day. Indian forces have swung into full operational mode. Massive searches operations are underway across the region. The Jammu and Kashmir police, supported by the elite Special Operations Group, are combing dense forest and traditional infiltration routes. Every inch of terrain is being scanned. No path left unchecked.
Right now we are in the Samba district, where you will see that ID cards are being checked and the SOG is moving to and fro. I'll request Sarjeevan to show you the visuals that the members of the Special Operations Group, they are combing the entire area. This is being done to ensure that any untoward incident can be foiled well within the time, because this area is near to the Babbar Nala. I'll request Sarjeevan to come this way, because there also inside this house the SOG groups are checking their belongings. These are being checked thoroughly so that any untoward incident can be thwarted. Because see, this is place where I'll request Sarjeevan to come this way. This is the place where they see that if anything suspicious is there, that can be tracked out, that can be seen.
The crackdown extends into the hinterland. Security forces are verifying ID cards of locals in border villages, closing every possible gap that infiltrators could exploit. At Kupwara checkpost, security has been heightened. Following the heinous terror attack in Pahalgam, Kashmir police remain on high alert.
ये है कश्मीर का कुपवाड़ा जाने का सिचुएशन। आप जानते ही होंगे कि कुपवाड़ा ऐसा जगह है जहां पर 7 दिनों से लगातार सीज फायर वायलेशन कर रहा है पाकिस्तान, और इसीलिए कोई सिविलियंस के ऊपर हमला ना हो और सिविलियंस सुरक्षित रहे। और उसके साथ साथ आप जानते होंगे कश्मीर में अभी भी हाइड आउट किया हुआ है पाकिस्तानी टेररिस्ट, इसीलिए बहुत सारी जगह ऐसा है कश्मीर पुलिस के तरफ से सिक्योरिटी के लिए, उन लोगों के सुरक्षा के लिए कश्मीर पुलिस की तरफ से भी अलग से ये पिकेट पॉइंट करके करा हुआ है। आप देख रहे हैं आर्म्ड फोर्सेस है और बहुत सारा गाड़ी ऐसा है जो कि चेकिंग भी किया जा रहा है कि पीछे कुछ ना हो।
Every vehicle is being checked, every movement monitored. Nothing is being left to chance. India's message is loud and clear. Ceasefire violations will not go unanswered. Enemy elements will be crushed.
Now, viewers, the special counterterrorism forces have launched a special operation, a very important operation in the forests around several areas in Jammu and Kashmir. In fact, my colleague Arawat had visited one of these places where one of the abandoned forest structures, locally known as the dogs, were being used as hideouts by the terrorist. Here's more.
सर्च ऑपरेशन डेंस फॉरेस्ट में जो चलाया जा रहा है उससे इस ड्रोन का सहारा भी लिया जा सकता है, और आप देख सकते हो किस तरह से फोर्सेस ने यहाँ पर ड्रोन को भी है अलर्ट किया हुआ है। ये डेंस फॉरेस्ट एरिया है, यहाँ पर ऑपरेशन का करना काफ़ी ज़्यादा मुश्किल हो जाता है क्योंकि ये लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल का सटा हुआ इलाका है, और यहाँ पर ये जो स्ट्रक्चर है इस स्ट्रक्चर को पहले फ्रिस्किंग करने के लिए ड्रोन को भेजा जा सकता है। जिस तरह से आप देख रहे हो किस तरह से ड्रोन जो है टारगेट स्पॉट की तरफ जाने की कोशिश कर रहा है, और लगातार हमने दिखाया आपको किस तरह से सर्च ऑपरेशन जो है कश्मीर घाटी के अलग अलग जगहों पर चल रहा है। पूरे इस बिल्डिंग का जो है पहले स्कैन किया जाता है ड्रोन से, उसके बाद ही फोर्सेज जो है इस बिल्डिंग की तरफ बढ़ते हैं। लगातार हम देख रहे हैं किस तरह से पहलगाम आतंकी गतिविधि के बाद लगातार कश्मीर घाटी के कुछ ऐसे फॉरवर्ड एरियाज हैं जो सुरक्षा के कारण हम बता नहीं सकते एग्जैक्ट लोकेशन कहाँ पर है, लेकिन लगातार हम देख रहे हैं किस तरह से सर्च ऑपरेशन चलाया जा सकता है। स्पेशल ऑपरेशन ग्रुप जम्मू एंड कश्मीर पुलिस के साथ साथ बाकी एजेंसीज की अगर हम बात करें जो लगातार इस तरह का सर्च ऑपरेशन चला रहे हैं। पूरे कश्मीर घाटी के अलग अलग ऐसे सेंसिटिव लोकेशंस हैं जो सुरक्षा कारण हम बता नहीं सकते इन लोकेशंस की पिन पॉइंट लोकेशन क्या है, लेकिन हम देख रहे हैं किस तरह से पूरे इस एरिया में जो है सर्विलेंस रखी जा रही है। क्वाडकॉप्टर्स की अगर हम बात करें, चोपर सर्विलेंस भी हमने देखी, किस तरह से हेलीकॉप्टर भी देखे हमने। ऑपरेशन साइड की अगर हम बात करें वहाँ पर पूरे एरिया को सर्विलेंस रखी जा रही है, चप्पे चप्पे पर नज़र रखी जा रही है। इससे ये साफ तौर से जाहिर होता है कि किस तरह से सुरक्षा एजेंसी ने ठान ली ही जो भी कश्मीर घाटी में आतंकी एक्टिव हैं उनको कब जल्द से जल्द मार गिरा दिया जाए। आप विजुअल्स में देख सकते हो किस तरह से ड्रोन से पूरे एरिया को जो है मॉनिटर किया जा रहा है, और लगातार आप देख सकते हैं स्पेशल फोर्सेस की अगर हम बात करें जो कि पूरे इस एरिया को मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं, चाहे फॉरेस्ट एरिया की बात करें, लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल की बात करें, हर एक जगह की जो है नज़र रखी जा रही है। पूरे कश्मीर घाटी की अगर हम बात करें, चाहे नेशनल हाईवेज से लेके फॉरेस्ट एरियाज़ या ऐसे दरियाओं की बात करें जो कि लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल के बिल्कुल सटे हुए इलाकों के साथ है, वहाँ पर भी एयर सर्विलेंस रखी जा रही है। We are here at the line of control area and we have seen that how special forces are conducted anti-terror operations in the Kashmir Valley. We have seen recently the deadly terror attack in the South Kashmir's Pahalgam, in which we have seen that the 26 civilians lost their lives. And then after we have seen these kind of operations are taking place across the Kashmir Valley, not here only. Due to security reasons, we will not reveal the location where this ongoing operation is going on. But yes, you can see here in the visuals how the special forces have received intelligence-based input about the presence of some terrorists in the area. Then after we have seen the special forces are in action, and you can see the cordon and search operation have been started. And you can see this is the line of control area in the Kashmir Valley. but yes, you can see the forces here are moving and they are going to under the docks. Docks are being used by the terrorists to take shelter in the dense forest areas. And after receiving intelligence-based input, the Jawans are going inside the bunkers. Also, we have seen that the area is being monitored by the drone surveillance. Also, we have seen that the senior officials from the BSF, Jammu and Kashmir Police, Rashtra Rifles are monitoring the operation locations very closely. We have been told by the forces to follow all the precautions. Then after we are covering this operation, and you can see these are the exclusive visuals that the Republic is showing you. We have seen the deadly encounter in the parts of the Kashmir Valley earlier, but this time it's a unique operation here, and you can see these bunkers and these structures are being used by the terrorists, as we have been told. Then after we have seen the search have been started here, and you can see that the door-to-door search is already going on in the plains, but line of control areas. It indicates that the alertness of the forces from line of control areas to the and towns of the Kashmir Valley, that the forces are all set to take the Pahalgam's revenge as soon as possible. But right now, these are the exclusive visuals that Republic is showing you, how forces are conducting operation inside the forest areas near the line of control area in the Kashmir Valley. We have already seen same kind of operations which started from the Pahalgam, the deadly terror attack site, to parts of the Kashmir Valley, where we have seen the input was received by the forces, that there is also some source-based input. The terrorists might try to attack few locations in the Kashmir Valley, but yes, we have seen that the forces are here, and we have seen everything is being monitored by the forces. From the line of control areas, from the snow-covered glaciers to plains of the Kashmir Valley, we have seen that the same kind of operations are taking place in the Kashmir. Also, we have been told that there are 33 locations across the Kashmir Valley where the coordinated search operations are taking place from the day when we have seen the deadly terror attack in the Pahalgam. Right now, we are in the forward location in the line of control in the Kashmir Valley. But yes, we will get you more details what's happening here, how the forces and the special forces are conducting these kind of operations in the deep and the dense forests. It was a bit difficult for the forces to conduct operation in the dense forests and the difficult terrains in the challenging weather. But yes, we have seen our forces are capable to take revenge as soon.
So as you can see, those operations are underway, and the security has been, of course, beefed up across the Kashmir Valley. My colleague Rawat is also getting you this exclusive report from a bulletproof BSF bunker. Take a look.
We have seen recently the deadly terror attack in the Pahalgam, where we have seen that the 26 civilians lost their lives in the deadly terror attack. But this time we have seen that the border security forces has intensified their operations, not only in the border region, but also in the plains of the Kashmir Valley. We will try to show you from this very side that these are the troopers who are doing the routine patrollings from this spot. Also, I will request my Vijay to take you through this LCD, and you can see this is the LCD, and also this vehicle is the bulletproof vehicle, and also you can see that the CCTVs has been installed in this very vehicle of the BSF, and this vehicle helps to provide the system to remain vigilant in the difficult areas. We'll also go to under this bunker of the BSF, and also we'll take you through this how they report from this very areas. These are the some sensitive locations of the Kashmir Valley where we have seen that the forces are alert, and we have recently seen the deadly terror attack in the Pahalgam. Then after we have seen these kind of operations have been intensified across the Kashmir Valley from line of control areas to plains of the Kashmir Valley, and these troopers remain on toes from the line of control areas, whether it's minus 20 or it's hot. But we have seen these troopers are alert, and they want to remain the Pahalgam attack that took place last month. But right now we have seen the same kind of patrolling is being done from this latest vehicle of the BSF. You can see that the Firdaus is showing the visuals of the entire area, how they are patrolling to plain areas, to neutralize any threat in the area. Also, we have seen that there are intelligence-based inputs that there are some attempts by the terrorists to create disturbance in the Kashmir Valley. But we have seen these troopers are alert across the Kashmir Valley. Also, we have seen in the past that the multiple operations are taking place in the Kashmir Valley, in which we have seen that the terrorists have been neutralized. Also, we have seen that the OGWs were also arrested in the multiple operations, and also we have seen that the huge kg of arms ammunition have also been recovered, and patrolling is being done by the troopers. Also, I'll request my VJ to pan camera from this very side. This is the entire forest area, and also this is the picnic spot area. The tourists from not only across the state of India but across the world, the people are coming here to enjoy. But we have recently seen that the fear among the tourists in the Kashmir Valley, and to filter this environment, these troopers are doing patrolling through these kind of bunkers in the Kashmir Valley, especially at the locations where we have seen that the tourists are coming to visit Kashmir Valley.
After the Pahalgam terror attack, viewers, India has been waiting for revenge. Now, everybody is wondering, when is India going to strike and how? Of course, the armed forces have been given a free hand by the Prime Minister, and they have full independence to choose the mode, the place, the time. And henceforth, we have our defense experts telling us about what could be on the cards. Major General Bishambar Dayal also discusses how this situation is very much different from what happened during the Kargil war. Listen into him.
The war in Kargil, since now it's a past war, we can easily define what happened. But the war which is impending, there is a lot which the government has to decide, and I am nobody at this juncture to say how it will be fought. But I can only give you how it should be fought. Firstly, the Kargil war, if you remember, we had a very limited objective. We had a defined objective. The war was, the aim of the war was very easy to define. It was very difficult to fight. It was very, very difficult to get to the objective, but the objective was known. The war was fought on our territory. The enemy had come and captured our territory. We had to take the territory back. So it was a war which was limited to that particular area, and we never opened up the war beyond Kargil. So the objective was very well defined. The aim was very clear. And the forces were mustered to do that. It was difficult terrain, and very difficult terrain, and very intensive war where we suffered intensive casualties, high rate of casualties. So that was the war, Kargil war. But it was a war of ultimate bravery by the units. It was fought at unit level. Our units fought it. I mean, there was no strategic move. There was no strategic maneuvering. There was no, I would say, grand strategy. If we have to now fight a war, the aim of the war would be what? We have to think of it. No, the objective of the war. The aim of the war is to bring Pakistan to a situation, to a negotiating table where it is on our terms and conditions, and either Pakistan completely agrees to eliminate the terrorism from its own territory and eliminate all support of terrorism which is providing to us, and also to resolve the J&K issue once for all. If the objective is like that, then probably I'm of the opinion that war cannot be limited to POK. Why should India go to POK? Why should it suffer more casualties? It's difficult terrain. He's prepared. We are face to face. He's also ready. We are also ready. Why should we suffer casualty? We have massive superiority over Pakistan in terms of air power, in terms of naval power, in terms of mechanized power. We have these forces which are much more superior, and where we have much more quick results. Quick results, when I say, does not mean that the result is ready, but when we draw him to battle, we not only inflict casualties on him, but we will inflict heavy economic casualties on him, because he would have to mobilize his forces, he will have to use his mechanized forces, mobilization, his air power if he mobilizes whatever limited navy he has got. He is going to incur heavy expenditure in terms of economy, no? So the war, next war, and this war, and India must fight, because you see, in last 30 years, he had not come to negotiating table. The Kargil war doesn't lead him to negotiating table. He never came there for any negotiation. He never made any concession. He had captured our territory. We threw him back. We captured our territory. In this case, the war will be fought on our terms and conditions. The war will be fought on the terrain of Pakistan. The war will, if we fight a war, the war will be against his strategic strength, against his strategic, objectives, against his strategic power, so the war, next war, will be very, very intense war. It will be across the front if India has to fight. If India has to avoid casualties, own casualties, then it has to fight across the frontier, draw him closer to the IB, hit his strategic objective, which are in the close proximity, whether it is township, whether it is there, whatever it is there, I don't want to name them. So the war, next war, if at all, and which India must, if at all, though I'm using because I'm not the decision maker, but India must, because there is no other way. Otherwise, our generations have suffered. 3 generations have suffered over the last 70 years in the name of, Pakistan saying it is 2 nations and J&K's unfinished agenda. What I'm saying is this agenda must finish on our terms and conditions, and we must take POK. If we go to war, we will suffer. We will also suffer economically. We will also have some casualty, but we can withstand that. And in the next war, we must diminish his military power. Remember, in Kargil, we did not diminish his military power. His aircraft remained intact. His mechanized forces remained intact. His artillery, bulk of artillery remained intact. We only captured and demolished, threw him away from our territory, killed his people. We need to destroy his military power, his mechanized forces, his air forces, his naval capability. When we do that, then the next war will be different, and probably there will be a long, long time, like the Second World War ended, and Europe did not have major war for long, long time. That sort of a result we got to achieve, which results into his military leadership being overthrown by its political leadership, and its political leadership sees the day of the light and comes to a negotiating table and agrees to the terms and conditions which India wants. So the next war, if we fight, will be much different than, it should be different than Kargil. It should not be limited. It should not be limited to an area. It should not be area-centric. It should be broad-centric in drawing his major military power and destroying the military power.
Now, while meeting the Angolan president today, the Prime Minister said that India is committed to, of course, taking the revenge of the Pahalgam terror attack. He also reaffirmed that India is very firm and it is going to take a very firm and a decisive action against the terrorists. Here's more. Listen in what the Prime Minister said.
हम एक मत है कि आतंकवाद मानवता के लिए सबसे बड़ा खतरा है। पहलगाम में हुए आतंकी हमले में मारे गए लोगों के प्रति राष्ट्रपति लॉरेंसो और अंगोला की संवेदनाओं के लिए मैं उनका आभार व्यक्त किया। We are committed to take firm and decisive action against terrorists and those who support them. We thank Angola for their support in our fight against cross-border terrorism.
It was the Trishakti Corps has once again exuded the confidence that it remains committed to national security, that it is very much silent in peace, but it is fearless whenever it comes to national security. Take a look.